It's another very interesting moment in the city of Lagos, somewhere Nigeria, West Africa. As today again, we are very opportune to meet the oracle himself, the man of God, the man that God is using to change a lot of things around the world, and especially in the Christendom. And it's here because God said his windows are open for more revelation. He's been so busy in the last 2 months, and we've tried to reach out to him, but there are a lot of projects. He's writing a predictions book for 2020 and even up to 2023, and is also having a cathedral project. There are a lot of things in the hand of the man of God, the prophet. But all of you around the world have said we should come and meet him on several issues, especially as regard the incoming November election in America. There have been predictions, counter predictions on who is going to win, and especially on the recent company and allied acts in Nigeria. There are a lot of things. That's the Karma law and some other issues. But today, after a wonderful service whereby the sermon touched everybody, we are lucky to meet him in his office. And we're talking of the man of God, the Nostradamus of our time, Prophet Dr. M.K.O. Tibetan. We are very privileged to meet him today. I want to thank the church, the leadership of the church, and the member of his aides for this wonderful moment. Daddy, we want to thank you for this chance to meet you today. We know it has not been easy. You have been so very busy, and at the time we called in, we learned you are mourning one of your great friends who passed away in the United Kingdom, and that is in person of the businessman and the property forensic property consultant and business mogul, Dr. Dapo Williams, and the man that everybody in Europe is talking about, that is a philanthropist, is an administrator and a very, very prominent friend of the Queen of England, and also a promoter of Nigerian ethics, especially the black community in Europe, in America, in Canada, and some other parts of the diaspora community. We would like to first and foremost start with Dr. Dapo Williams, because we know you've been mourning in the last 2-3 weeks now. So how will you define him before we go into the sermon today? How will you say you received the news of that great man in Europe?
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. For DW, that's Dapo Williams, and his family. I saw the trouble coming before. He lost the in-law. And that was what propelled today's sermon, telling you don't lose your peace.
We were surprised when we heard the sermon, because we learned that it's like almost there's a division in the church between the couples, the men and the women. Don't lose your peace. Yes, is that what Prophet is saying?
Yes, sir. Because the in-law died there, the woman died there during the COVID time. Then I now said, the fact that this woman died here, you need to wait after the COVID so that they can return this woman back to Lagos to Benin for burial. But he now said, we don't even know when the COVID is going to be. I said, no. Before October, all the airlines will start working again, because COVID is not pandemic, it's pandemic. And it has been there since 2003. When they were doing the WhatsApp, the camera things on the telephone, this and that, that's when they were thinking maybe the time is still coming when we're going to destroy these black people. Because it's in the book of Exodus 1, from verse 6 to 10. He said, now there's another king who did not know Joseph. So when that one came in there, he said they should wipe away those men, because they will not join their enemy to attack them. So then they managed to bury the woman there in UK. That was where the trouble comes from. And the other second one is about his gas station. The British people mishandled the gas station. They withdrew the gas station from him. And I said, you should not worry. Leave everything to them. You are coming to Nigeria now to come and be a minister. And I know with Ibrahim, with Gambari, and Buhari, and we'll go there together. And they're pushing the paper, and we're just waiting for the approval. And before I think we spoke around Monday. Then for Asabe to call me around Saturday, around 2 o'clock, to come and say, You heard what happened in UK? I said, oh, what happened? He said, Dapo Williams is dead. And they found him dead in one of his property in UK. I said, okay, no problem. One day, we all go. But since then, I cannot know. I don't even know how to. At times when I want to open my door, I just, oh, Dapo. Just as if I'm telling him farewell. He's a very good man. Even the club is share in London. Everybody like him. But there are some people who did not like him there. Everybody cannot like you, and everybody cannot be your friend. But that is a very good, outrightly, he's a good man. He's a good man. He's a father of a lot of people. The meaningful life he spent, I believe, we cannot judge anybody. Even the one who's still moving, we can't judge. But I pray the Lord give him alujana to give him, because...
Amen, sir. Actually, when we got the information was that somebody posted the demise the very day we called in to inform your office, because we saw it from a lady in the UK, in Canada, and it was a breaking news, and we felt so bad. And the lady said something like a hero has gone, and that a Samaritan has gone, and something like that. And when we started messaging her, she said she cannot even talk, that because she was shocked beyond word. I think that was Miss Yabo Alabi. She's based in Canada, and she's a very respected woman. She used to work with Madam Dollar, Chief Bode Kindele's company many years ago. And she was the one that broke it, and we started seeing it on other platform on the social media, and it was just unbelievable. And the question that I want to put to you is that was there no kind of a premonition? I mean, seeing this death coming, because he's a young man, and he was the one that also was in charge of the Nigerian in diaspora group that promoted President Muhammadu Buhari in 2015 and Yemi Osibajo. Yes, he was one that did a lot for them. And anytime Buhari goes to UK, he sees the president, and we learned that it was even about to be made a minister, because in UK, the Queen named a particular educational building after him because of his brilliancy and because of his commitment to real estate and antique buildings and all that. So is there any premonition saying that this good man was going?
Yeah, because when you look at Psalm 49, 2 Samuel 14:14, we die every day, my brother. When you go to bed to sleep, and if the Lord woke you up the second day, then you can thank him. You get the point. So that's the reason why we should be expecting death at any time. You see, he married from a very rich home, and the man is brilliant. So the two comes together. But that gas station, he has a trouble with it. And then the equity is on his house. And then I asked him to forget about the whole thing. I just come down to Nigeria. The president likes you, the vice president likes you. Then Gambarida was there. We know how to, and then I sent those CV and everything. And everything is in the pipeline. So he said, okay, even we up to have even left the place about a month ago. Immediately after the lockdown, his ticket, everything is ready to come. We want to put everything just down. Then I'm going to stay in Abuja. That's all. So later to hear from Benga that the man passed last night. They found him lifeless in one of the property. So, and that is inevitable. A day boy died, boy of 2 weeks died, a girl of 3 weeks died, and even I can still allow him to perform all those things. He's a legend.
So how will you describe his life from your encounters with him? If you can define him, will you define him as a Samaritan or a Christian?
His Dapo is more or less he moves like a prophet. Dapo knows what is in your mind. And if it's dashing you anything or giving you anything, you know what can make you happy. So automatically, he's a good Samaritan anytime you met him, according to the book of Luke 10, from verse 26 to 34. Then He knows what to do. Then when you look at the book of Psalm 111, Psalm 111 from verse 10, then Psalm 112 from verse 1 to 7, he's done the same thing. But I know for sure, one day, he will be in the bosom of the Almighty. Yes, because not all that call me Lord, Lord, that the Lord will surely what? Yep. But he believes in humanity. He has suffered, he did everything. At times, normally relate his stories, how he suffered before he traveled to the UK. And he has touched the life of a lot of people. He has finished his job. Jesus Christ did not spend 70 years. He did not spend 60 years. He did not spend 50 years. But this one is almost about 60 years. So, glory be to God in Almighty. And then with the baby, the child, the Lord will take care of them. That's all.
On asking on him now, if you look at him, he has almost 3 PhD, and the Queen of England personally know him, and I learned that he was about to be knighted, and they were even going to give him, at the time, maybe they were going to give him the Order of British Empire and all that. Will you say that Nigerian Africa lost a colossus? Because that kind of mindset, somebody that read what we call forensic evaluation, that is, it can tell you about the property, the lifespan of a property. He read about forensic architecture, and he read other disciplines, almost 3 PhD from Oxford and some other high-flying universities in the UK and around the world. How will you summarize his personality?
No, personally, me, when you look at the book of Matthew 25, from verse 10, I believe that was nice, because talent is better than college degree. Okay. He was brought to he's a very good man who loves God, who like everybody. He never want to leave anybody in pain. Then when you look at that same Psalm 116, somebody to read Psalm 116 from verse 3, says something there about that. And I hear about in English. Psalm 116.
Àti ìrora ìsà òkú di mímú. Mo rí ìyọnu àti ìkáàánú. Ní ìgbà náà ni mo ké pe orúkọ Olúwa. Olúwa, èmi bẹ̀ ọ́, gba ọkàn mi. Olóore ọ̀fẹ́ ni Olúwa àti olódodo. Nítòótọ́ aláàánú ni Ọlọ́run wa. Olúwa pa àwọn aláìmọ̀kan mọ́. A rẹ̀ mí sílẹ̀ tán, ó sì ràn mí lọ́wọ́. Padà sí ibi ìsinmi rẹ, ìwọ ọkàn mi.
So he came from somewhere. He's back there. So that's it. Then when you look at Psalm 49, from verse 10, then 2 Samuel 14:14, then Ezekiel 34, verse 30.
For you see that wise man die. Likewise the fool and the brutish person perish and leave their wealth to others. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Nevertheless, man being in honor abided not. He is like the beasts that perish.
Nítorí pé àwa ó sáàkú, a ó sì dàbí omi tí a tú sílẹ̀ tí a kò sì lè ṣàjọ mọ́. Nítorí bí Ọlọ́run kò ti gba ẹ̀mí rẹ̀, ó sì ti ṣe ọ̀nà kí a má bàa lé ìsáǹsá rẹ̀ kúrò lọ́dọ̀ rẹ̀. Ǹjẹ́ nítorí náà lé èmi ṣe wá sọ nǹkan yìí fún Olúwa mi ọba, bí ó jẹ́ pé àwọn ènìyàn ti dẹ́rù bà mí, ìránṣẹ́bìnrin rẹ̀ sì wípé ǹjẹ́ èmi ó sọ fún ọba, ó lè rí bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ọba yóò ṣe ìfẹ́ ìránṣẹ́bìnrin rẹ̀ fún un. Nítorí pé ọba ó gbọ́ láti gba ìránṣẹ́bìnrin rẹ̀ sílẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọkùnrin náà tí ó ń fẹ́ ké èmi àti ọmọ mi pẹ̀lú kúrò nínú ilẹ̀ ìní Ọlọ́run. Ìránṣẹ́bìnrin rẹ̀ sì wípé ǹjẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ọba olúwa mi yóò sì já sí ìtùnú, nítorí bí áńgẹ́lì Ọlọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ ni olúwa mi ọba láti mọ rere àti búburú. Olúwa Ọlọ́run rẹ yóò sì wà pẹ̀lú rẹ. Ọba sì dáhùn, ó sì wí fún obìnrin náà pé má ṣe fi nǹkan tí èmi ó béèrè lọ́wọ́ rẹ pamọ́ fún mi, èmi bẹ̀ ọ́. Obìnrin náà sì wí pé jẹ́ kí olúwa mi ọba kí ó máa wí. Ọba sì wí pé
Dapo is a very honest person, just to round it out.
floor is yours. Kindly take us into your well of experience as a business person and an entrepreneur. Over to you, sir.
I'd like to thank Irelu for inviting me to this program. And I want to stand on the existing protocol. Your Excellency, thank you so much for the insight. And I also would like to thank Dr. Dosunmu. Thank you for coming to the program, ma'am. My name is Dapo Williams. I came into the UK back in 1987. The last job I did in Nigeria was I was working with the Chevron oil company. I work on oil exploration rigs. I specialize in the dehydration location. I did all the architectural draftsmanship job there. I arrived in the UK in the summer of 1987, and the first job I did in this country was to be an architect on a building site. And that was the Canary Wharf Development Program project in London. Unfortunately, I realized that I was kind of like limited in what I could become as at that time. So what I did was, whilst working on the building project, I tried to retrain myself because, when I was studying mechanical engineering at Yaba College of Technology, I thought I would learn our engineering drawing by means of, with the T-board and the T-square and all the rest of it, but I had to retrain myself. So I went to Newham Community College to go and learn part-time, as a part-time student, to learn CAD drawing. CAD means computer-aided draftsmanship. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I rose at the project to become the project manager for the tallest building in Europe, as at the time. That is the Canary Wharf in London. You must have known the iconic building that flashes lights. Yeah, I was one of the project engineers that worked on that program. When I left there, I decided to go into something to do with building as well. So I was enrolled at University College of Estate Management in Reading, where I studied building mechanical services engineering, and I majored in estate management as well as facilities management. So I was working for various organizations as a consultant or as a full-time employee. And some of the jobs that I did over the years, like I became the head of a property for Citizens Advice Bureau, which, we had about 11,000 properties all over UK. I was one managing it. I later moved on to work for the King of Saudi Arabia. I managed all their properties here in the UK. And since then, I became a self-employed consultant. So I've worked with various organizations, buying and selling properties and setting up educational institutions all over the UK. And that was when I met with Her Majesty the Queen in 1999, when the school I was working for then, I was celebrating 300th anniversary. So because I was able to raise a substantial amount to rebuild part of the school, so I was officially presented to Her Majesty the Queen then. And I later moved on to work for the King of Saudi Arabia. Yes, again, manage their embassies, all their properties all over UK. I know where they are. And these are pleasing jobs to me, but I always have at the back of my mind that, at a stage in my life, I don't want to be working for people. I want to work independently of my way, but people can also work for me. So I always have at the back of my mind that I'll end up selling petrol. Yes, at the moment, to God be the glory, we have a petrol station here now in Kent. And it wasn't easy. I had to retrain myself, despite the fact that I've worked in exploration in the past. Of course, that was upstream. The downstream is quite different to upstream. Upstream is where you extract the oil, get petrol out of the ground. But downstream is where you now distribute to network and sell to people on forecourts and all the rest of it. So yes, I went through a lot of training as well, get certificates, and even at night go to some petrol stations just to overshadow how the business works, because it is not everything that you think you would know. But yes, because I've worked with petrol or industry in the past, I should know everything. No, I still have to learn from people. So we are where we are today. To God be the glory. Yes, we have our own, and we've got a second outlet now, another forecourt. So my advice to younger people, you want to go into anything, any business, is number one, very, very important, you must learn the trade. You must learn it. Even if you have the money, don't just bust into the business. Do your tutorials. I mean, go through, apprenticeship if possible. If you cannot learn it from schools and from colleges and university, it is important. Even if you have the money and then you just go into this business, I'm afraid you want to learn the hard way. So please keep your vision in sight. Make sure that you're very, very flexible with your plan. You must have a business plan, just like Otunba Daniel said earlier on. It's very important. And in business these days, you must keep to what is known as the 4 Ps. The price of your product, the place where you want to be established, the product itself, and the people you want to target. If you keep these 4 Ps in sight, you cannot go wrong. And of course, you must always keep your overhead at a minimum level. Don't invest everything into overheads. You might not be there tomorrow. Look at a lot of people who have invested into multi-billion pounds of properties today. These buildings are now useless to them. They cannot use it because people are now beginning to work from home. It's a new world we live in. So my advice is keep your vision in sight and learn from others. Thank you so much and God bless. Bye.
As you can see, most of us here gathered here today in support for our, incoming governor, that is Ambode. We know he's facing a lot of challenges back home from the opponents, but my message to all Lagosians at this present time is that, just vote with your conscience. If it's not broken, why fix it? So Ambode will be a continuity of what Fashola has been doing, and I'm sure Lagosians don't want to start all over again. So for you, my brother Ambode, don't worry, inshallah you will get there. Lagosians will run after you. They will vote en masse for you. This time around, nobody will go for sharing of bags of rice. So I don't see any reason why people should vote because they want to get a bag of rice that they will eat for 3 weeks and then they'll suffer for 4 years. So it doesn't make sense. It's not logical. So Ambode, not to worry. We are all behind you. As you can see, well-meaning Lagosians are all here, gathered here in the Canary Wharf here in Docklands in London, just to show you that we are with you all the way. Ambode lole show, M.K.O Thank you, everybody. Make sure you vote Ambode, and I'm coming down to see you guys. Inshallah. Dapo Williams.